This is the greatest gift we have. And let them know that when Effion signed the peace accord, none of us here was there. Their useless peace is not for us. Thank God again, he only give them pepper. He did not surrender our
that made a speech. The people benefiting really is the Britons and the, with the northern Nigeria, the Fulanis. If you look at what is happening, all that direct killing and indirect killing, they're using two weapons. They're using their army to come and kill us directly, and using our politicians to kill us indirectly, using them to make us to think about peace and all that. Whereas they're not looking for peace because of what they're benefiting from them. The politicians from our side are looking at what they're benefiting and they're giving us counterfeit peace, for making us to counter to accept counterfeit peace. So they are the one benefiting. So, but one thing here is this: all of us must stand on our ground, and we must stand up, especially we, the Biafrans, because the other last speaker before the very last speaker said that you know Benue is one of the way they can use to penetrate. We're having a boundary with them, and the eye that is speaking, I'm speaking from Ihamufu. I'm close to Benue. We have a common boundary. And the last massacre was is from the same Benue they penetrated from our side. They came penetrate to kill our people and to disrupt all our buildings through that Benue and with the conservation of the Benue people. So that's why at first I began to wonder. That time I was wondering what is happening with these Benue people. Like those people have come encounter when each time you talk about how to be free, they always against it, that we're trying to bring problem, we're trying to cause commotion. And I remember last time when Mazi Samonekpa was talking about how to go and defend our people, the Benue people and our people in the Benue, the autumn, the governor was the person who stand against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and said that it cannot be, should never cross Benue, should never do all this. I wonder the kind of brain, the kind of sense, the kind of thought our people are having. Benue people should know that for you to have peace, you must be ready for war. If you are really want peace to come in place, you must be ready for war. If you are not ready for war, you are not going to get peace. And that is why it's one of the reasons that Biafra is still remaining today, because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood up and we are ready to give them war if they want it, in order to make us to remain at peace. And that's the little peace we are still having even today. Even some of us, some of our people who are still in the northern side, in other part of the country, that is peace we are enjoying today. Is this because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu standing up to using the ESN to make sure that peace is reign, to enforce it? That is why we are having peace. For Benue, for them to be safe from what is awaiting them, they must stand up to defend their land and should not yield themselves to, because of what they, for peace and what they are gaining, they don't want to offend the people. They want to play along with them. If you really know want to play along with them, they will destroy you. Because when you identify that this is a snake, you must be ready to kill that snake. If the snake cannot go away, you must be ready to kill that snake before you get yourself. A room of discovery is in a room of recovery is in the room of discovery. When you discover that this is your problem, that's when you will recover. You have to stand up when you discover, to make sure that you fight in order to recover what you are losing. Benues are losing, our people are losing. We the Biafra must be stand, whether the Benues stand or they did not stand, because up till now I never know their stand. I've not seen their stand. They're still romancing their enemy, just shouting like a black man, like a black Nigeria, black man brain, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to say. I've learned a lot from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. These people, they need to stand up themselves. We are not the one to fight, but we Biafran should stand up to defend ourselves. Not talking about if Benue, if they like, let them remember, but we must stand to defend that boundary that connected us together. We must defend ourselves. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Actually, I gave you the chance because you are speaking from the location, from ground. Can you tell us more? How is the situation? Are people waking up now in Ohamufu? What's been happening? Give us update, please.
We are having a community youth community securities we are raising, and time to time monthly we contribute at least something in order to get some local arm to support ourselves to defend the place. But I see what problem we're having now is, saboteurs. Some of our people, we cannot with Benue people, they will be the one to leak our secret to the people, to the Fulani. That's the problem we're having. But there's no more serious intention now, but we are still in fear because we're having some of our people turning to become a saboteur, sabotaging what we are doing. That's the problem we're having. Just as it is in IPOB now, generally. That is how what we're experiencing here now, in the now.
All right. It's good to know that you people are up and doing, and you are going to be getting the support from ESN when the need be. Thank you very much.
Let me chip in something. Fulanis like sabotage. Please just mark those saboteurs, and of course you know what to do. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay,
yeah, you know what to do.
Donatus, you too, you're from Middle Belt, isn't it?
No, I am from Enugu State.
From Enugu.
Which state?
From Enugu State. Enugu State. And under local government.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You guys should continue with it. Thank you so much. Let's continue.
All right. Please, Justice, unmute yourself. Please, Donatus, please get in touch with me or through my inbox. We need to talk, please.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
All right.
Okay, sir.
Justice, please, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Thank you, my brother Ifan, Vam, and everybody, my brother Goodman and the First. For some days I am down and depressed because when you sit down and you reflect for the past 2 years that the MMK is being arrested and the whole thing that have happened, it makes me angry because it seems our people never learn from what this man said. And it shocked me last night. I have one video that I listened that MNK in 2015 said about what is happening in Nigeria today. about who is going to be your president and how Nigeria is going to look like when this man become your president. And I was like, because of our safe hate, we cannot even take precaution on what this man said in 2015. And he playing before our very eyes. And nobody is doing anything about it. And these are the things that worries me, because when people who has followed the MMK for the past 12 years could not do anything for their people, how about people who have never heard about this man? And concerning who are benefiting, we know the owners of Nigeria are benefiting, which is the Britain. We know the caliphate are benefiting. We know the politicians are benefiting. We know the religious leaders are benefiting from all this carnage that is going on. And I thank God Biafran people who have risen up to the challenge. And also I'm telling the Middle Belt people, I don't understand that every year you have an anniversary of mass burial. Not that you have the anniversary like remembering the people that died last year. You have to make another. There was mass burial last year. There was mass burial this year. And if care is not taken, there's going to be another mass burial next year. And when I see some of their people who have spoken up, and they come up again and still try to lean up to one Nigeria, I get confused that, is it something these Fulani people put in our water or somewhere that doesn't make us to understand that these people are not made any good for us, or they want us to be killed? We never run to. I made a tweet. I said, MMK stand for the freedom of Biafra and Igbo people in general. But Peter Obi stand for the one Nigeria who is killing their own people, destroying us. But you see how our people abandon MMK and run for election. Now the election have failed. Everybody is now dangling like a fish. One thing I have to say here is the freedom is in our hand. And also the Middle Belt, your freedom is in your hand. Nobody is going to save you. If you don't rise up to defend yourself, nobody is going to save you. The same thing applicable to all the indigenous people of Nigeria. And I also want to use this opportunity to tell our Biafrans, we need to rise up at this time. Nigeria is owing us. They are holding one thing that is very, very precious to us, which is MMK. And we have to find a way to hold something that is precious to them, for them to realize that they are holding something precious to us. And we have to do it. I don't know how we're going to do it. All the people in authority in Biafra government in Ezra, you all have to rise up. We need to get to that point of holding something that is very precious to Nigerian British, so that they will now rise up to release MMK. Because we can't bear it anymore. I can't bear it anymore. It's time we rise. This whole thing that is going up and down. You remember when MMK was free? The southern governor have to come together to form an alliance. They went for a meeting 2 times. But as soon as MMK was arrested, have they gone again? The answer is no. We have to realize what that man stands for. When he speaks, they don't want that voice to come out, because they know that voice have a power. They know that man have a divine mandate. Whenever he speaks, things happen. And that is why we have to rise. That's why we have to stand up. It doesn't matter. You know, people are afraid to die or this and that. I tell them, we're going to die one day, someday, somehow. If you are afraid to die, leave the struggle and keep quiet. But people who have decided to die, it's time we all rise. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And God bless every one of us.
Thank you, Justice. Thank you very much. Ifeanyi, what's the roll call? Who is supposed to take the mic?
Yes, one name should go.
Okay, we'll give priority to those that have their hands up.
Hello, good afternoon.
All right.
Hello.
Go ahead. You have 3 minutes, please.
Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. I want to thank everybody. All protocol observed. I don't want to waste time, because I want to add to what they first said. You know, the guy from Benue, The Benue people they have a very big work to do. Biafrans is finding it easy because we were faced with difficulties and a lot of us ran away from Nigeria and we're just operating from Nigeria. But the Benue people were, used against the Biafrans, and they compensated them by giving them jobs. So most of us from Biafra, we didn't have the job the Benue people had. So that's why it's going to be difficult for them. Like somebody like Pastor Ineche is from Benue State. His brother was a retired Major General. David Mark is from Benue State, because these two cannot speak. They're there, they can't speak for them. So the Benue people need to rise. Even Abuja capital is the Middle Belt. So it will be difficult for them to take it away from the caliphate. So the British that is benefiting from Nigeria, and the Fulanis that created enmity between the Benue people and us. Look at Gowan. He is the one who fought us. So they created enmity between the Middle Belt and the Igbos. And for them to raise that enmity, they're going to do a very big work, like the first said. So it's left for them to fight for their freedom, because definitely Biafra, we are going. The other guy said that the main thing we need to do is to defend our boundary between them. So I've forgotten one man. There was a time they organized a seminar. When they were talking one Nigeria, one man from Benue State, one of the other woman attacked Nnamdi Kanu. That Nnamdi Kanu is supposed not to be invited to such a program, because Nnamdi Kanu faced them there in that program. They are forgetting the name of that person. That person is from Benue State. He said next time they are doing such a thing, they should not invite Nnamdi Kanu. So what am I saying here is that the main beneficiaries of this killing is Britain and the Fulanis, because they created enmity between them and between Middle Belt and the Igbos, and they give them job. That's why when you go abroad, you can't see Middle Belt people. They're all benefiting from Nigeria. So that's why they need to do a very big work, like the first said. So nobody can come to help them. Nobody can come to deliver their land for them. So they need to move. They need to do extra work to reclaim Abuja, because why Paul Lenete is not talking, because when he talks, they will come and destroy his church. That's why he kept quiet. He's talking, but his talking has an extent. So you see, most of them, that's why they need to do extra work. I leave my mark here. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Okay, in the absence of a hand being raised, I'm going to call on Nwa. This is Nwa Nyoma. Nwa Nyoma, please unmute yourself and talk to Biafrans, please. Nwa Nyoma. Unmute yourself. Yeah, you are raising your hand now, but I'm giving you permission to unmute yourself and speak. Nwa Nyoma, you don't unmute yourself. Do you want to keep your hands up and then not speak? Okay, no problem. We'll leave you. And if I come back again, you don't speak, we'll put you in the listening. Maybe the first. Why is it taking you time to unmute yourself? Go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
I'm sorry, please. What I have to say in this thing is, every enemy of Biafra is benefiting from what is going on there. Why I put it like that is that, Benue State have common boundary with us. So what they are doing is, they cannot come through any other place, Calabar or another area. They cannot come from there. That is why they are tirelessly looking for how to break through Middle Belt to enter our land. And what I found out is, the Benue people, the Middle Belt, they are afraid. They are afraid in the sense that if they should attack back, the Nigerian state will unleash their military on them. Left for them and those vultures from the Sahel, they will stand their ground and fight them back. But the problem they have is that they are afraid of the military. I just replied to one of them, one fool that answers Makodi. He tweeted and said that Nigerian government don't want to talk now, that they are waiting for Simon Ekpa to bring the government down to them, that they have so and so number of military, so and so. I told him, I said, you answer Makodi, but Benue State is a cemetery. Why won't the army bring out those numbers you are calling to fight them? The problem with our people is, I don't know, like somebody said, whether the Fulanis are putting something in the water we drink. Some of us are neither here nor there. So, coming to our Biafra land, I know everybody is praying hard, but we have to do more. If you look at what is happening in Biafra land, I don't even know whether some of us, we are all right. You will see the people that are killing you. You will see the people that are fighting to protect you. Instead of you to support the people that are fighting to protect you, you are fighting to protect your killers. What is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong with our people? I will see some comments. Simon Ekpa this, Simon Ekpa that. If you look at their names, they are all Igbo names. Is there anything wrong with us?
Who is unmuted? Ifeanyi, please mute yourself, please. Thank you. Please round up wine.
So what I am saying is, even Britain is benefiting from what is going on because they want to protect their interests. Because of the oil that they are getting free from Biafra land, that is why they forsake their citizen, Nnamdi Kanu. I have said it, anybody parading a British green card or anything before me, the person is parading a toilet paper before me, because Americans, there is nothing you can do. Even criminals in America, they have rights more than you that is free. Talk less of Nnamdi Kanu that the Nigerian court has discharged and acquitted. Britain, because of their longer throat. Britain, because of what they get from us. Because I call them parasites. They can't live without Biafrans.
No, not what they get, not what they get from us, what they steal from us.
What they steal from, yeah.
So, because if you say they get, we permitted them to get. No, they stole and they keep stealing from us.
Britain cannot live without Biafra. Go and mark it somewhere. If they say they can live without us, let they cut that pipe they led from Biafra land, stealing our oil. They are thieves. They are leashes. I'm sorry, please, for my words.
No, thank you very much. You have spoken very well, like Isbuta Nwada Biafra. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I see the hands. Okay, I wanted to call in. Please,
one
day, are you the one? One day was the one that spoke before, right? So that I will know who to put back at the listening mode. One day, you have spoken before. Am I correct?
One day, have you spoken? One day has spoken before.
Okay, so that he will go to the listening mode. People can come in. Yeah, we have the hand that is
one
raised
day,
up.
say something. Have you spoken before?
No, Pugomi, I think he's the one that spoke before. Yeah.
Okay. Mazi Raf.
Yeah.
There's something I want to. There's something I want to read out before our brothers will also come in. to make their submission.
Okay.
It pertains what we are discussing now. And on this, I want to welcome our sister, our
Blow,
own Gloria.
blow, blow,
Glow,
blow,
glow.
glow. Go
My
use gun
lovely
shoot
glow.
me today.
You're welcome.
Glow, glow.
Thank
Glow,
you.
request for mic. Make
Thank
we
you
give
so
you
much.
mic. Oh.
I don't send on the mic. I don't send on the mic.
Okay.
So let's listen to this. I want our middle belt brothers, and even Biafrans, Oduduwas that are here. Anything you call yourself, whether you call yourself Salsato, you call yourself Miss Miso, you call yourself Heaven Heaven, you call yourself Hell Hell, you call yourself anything. You have to listen to what I want to read out now. It's very, very interesting and very, very important as it pertains to your life and that of your children's existence. Listen to what the Fulanis, their modus operandi and their agenda and intention towards every ethnic nationality in Nigeria. They said, this thing is like a summit. The video is out there, but I just write out what the man was saying. Let me read them out. This man said, it is only natural. I don't know if I'm coming out. Bam, bam, bam.
You are coming out like thunder.
Okay. It is only natural for us to impose the rules of Islam on the countries we invaded. What are the Fulanis doing in the Middle Belt? Invention. And what will they do after the invention to impose the rules of Islam on the Middle Belt, on the Oduduwas, on Biafrans, God forbid? That is what they are out for. According to the rules of Islam, all the people in that country become booty and prisoners of war. That all the people in any country that they invaded, that they succeeded in invading, will become booty and prisoners of war. And booty is the meaning of booty is the valuable stolen goods, especially those seized in war. Any person that is in that country that they invaded, your house, everything will become a valuable stolen goods.
A bounty, a bounty.
A bounty, yes. Booty, bounty. Then, the women, the man, the child, the children, the money, the homes.
What you just
fields.
spelled now was booty, not bounty. I think bounty is spelled differently.
That's what they wrote.
That's
what they wrote. Booty, that's what they wrote. And that is what the meaning. I have to search for it. Booty. He said that booty is the valuable stolen goods. You can check your Wikipedia.
Right,
Booty, booty. He said it's a valuable stolen goods. That's the meaning.
Right. Okay,
they said that in this country that they succeeded in invading, that everybody there, both the women in that country, the men, the children, the money, the homes, the fields, all of these become the property of the Islamic State. That if they succeed in Middle Belt, all the citizens, the field, the land, the homes, the daughters, the children, everybody in Middle Belt to become a property of the Islamic State if they succeed. What is the fate of the prisoners of war according to the Sharia? According to Sharia, since they constitute booty, they should be divided between the mujahid according to the Hidi, the law states that those people, the house, the children, everything will be divided among the mujahid. That anyone who did not participate in the raid, does not get a share of the booty. That anyone that did not participate, that is why if they are governors, they will participate, they will serve use their office to serve the conquest of the people. If they're in the army, they will use their office as the soldier to serve a purpose of the conquest of the people. In the police, as a president, as anything, as a senator, as a House of Representatives, as anything you can call the person, he will use the office to serve, to be sure that he will participate in the sharing of the stolen goods when they succeeded. He said that let's say that we invaded a country with a population of 500,000. That is why I said earlier that what are they being called? Fulanis are not many, and they don't need multitude, they don't need numbers for them to conquer you or to invade your land. They just need few people that are dedicated, strategically repositioned in a strategic point of the state or the country that they want to invade. Then the invasion will take place immediately. They said if they conquer a country with a population of 500,000, what are we supposed to do with them? We check how many mujahid there. If there were 1,000, then each mujahid we get 5 of them, 5 of the stolen goods, which human beings and properties are involved. They said, then each mujahid will take 5, okay. Each one gets 5, but there can be a variety. You can take 2 men, 2 women, and a child, or the other way around. They will share both the people there among themselves. They will share the women among themselves. They will share the properties among themselves and every other thing. You divide them up. Great as soon as this system is in place, there had to be a slave market. As soon as these systems are in place, as soon as they have conquered that country and imposed on them Islamic State, they will build a slave market in that place. What will be the work of this slave market? Where you can sell slaves. Those people that you get as a result of your contribution in the conquest of that country, as they are sharing the people, the population of the people there. Like you say, we have the number. We are millions in number. We overrun them. 1,000 is to 1. If we keep mute and they use few number that they have to conquer us, they will share the millions of people that you have. That number that you boast of, they will share it among themselves and build a slave market where those numbers will be sold. Slave girls and children. Each of these heads comes with a price. Slave girls, slave children, slave man, slave father, slave mother, slave anything, slave uncle, slave papa, slave big man, slave man that was once in a political party protecting the interests of the Fulanis. Your head will come with a price. They will tag a price, like you go to supermarket, you see Indomie, 15 naira. You see spaghetti, 30 naira. They will place a price tag on everyone that sit back and watch them overrun them. They said that each head comes with a price. Let's say I am entitled to 5 heads. I don't need any of them, but could use a little cash. But could need a little cash. I am supposed to hang them. I'm supposed to hang them. I'm supposed to hang them just to get rid of them. No, you can sell them in the market. In the market. Well, in order for me to be able to sell them, there has to be a slave market. This is terrible. And this is what that awaits every community, every village, any tribe, anybody, call it Nupe, call it Iberium, call it Igbos, call it the Guarian people, call it call it anything you call yourself, and you sit back and you are terrified and afraid of the Fulanese, and you are afraid of anybody that will come.
Sorry for interjecting. There is something you forget to
Oh.
include. There will be slaves of Daddy G.O., slaves of General Overseer, slaves of Bishop, slaves of prophets, slaves of those that own private jets as Daddy G.O.s, all of them. There will be slaves of very, very many kinds. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know we all heard the readings, so I wouldn't want to take all the time. Let's continue from where we stop. But it is important you know this, that there's a slave market waiting for you. Can you imagine what these people that call themselves white did to you? Then you will not imagine what an animal that have lived in the bush all his life will do to you. When he succeeded in enslaving you, a normal human being. Oh my God, I can't imagine this. A normal human being. What these animals will do to you when you become a commodity in their hand. Now you're a commodity in the hand of the Britain, and you're lamenting because you still have the right. You go to school, you do this one, you go to church, you clap, you knock your head on the wall, they pour water on you, they do this one on you, they do this one. When that time comes, hey, may that day never come. May that day never come. Thank you, my brother, Raf. Let's continue.
Thank you very much, Efrain. Our own globe, the block. Please, just 1 minute. Where is this? Okay, let me allow this our brother whose hand has been paining him since. It's me again. It's me again. I'm going to give you 3 minutes, please.
Yes, I want us to allow Noble Educare. Please allow Noble Educare to go.
Okay, you want him to take your place? Okay,
Noble is
please.
our own. It has been long. I see you. Noble, you're welcome. Thank you.
God
It is me again
my
for calling
brothers.
him out. Thank you. You're
Ndewo na ụmụ Chineke. Unu bụ ndị Chukwu tere mmanụ. It is my pleasure to speak to you people this very hour. And I've been saying that ndị be anyị si n'ugo eberego na mgbagbu. Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, is a great man. He is a man to stand with. And I thank all the media warriors for the good job you're doing. There's something I want us to do. That is to spread the gospel deeper and deeper into the grassroots. I've been listening to people talking about Benue State and all the rest of them. Sometimes I will look at what is happening in Benue State and Plateau State as in two ways. Number one, the Fulanis are using that axis to penetrate Biafra land, knowing that if they capture Benue and Plateau, it is easy for them to come down to Enugu State, which they have started making an attempt in the Hamuf and the closest areas in the Enugu State and the Ebonyi State. So we have to be resilient. We have to stand to resist them and see how we stop them from entering our land. There was a time I spoke to our Prime Minister and I said to him, let this time around not be like the 1967 era where they carry the war and enter into our land. We have to take the war into their own land. So if everywhere is going to be on fire, let it be. Let it be. So that's number one. Number two, we will see that Benue and Plateau, they are the hedgement of the Nigerian Civil War that killed our people. It's their soldiers that spearheaded most of the war, including T.Y. Njuma and the rest of them from Adamawa side. So that axis, they are the main people who killed Biafrans. And in a way, I'm seeing what is happening as a kind of a repercussion or a lot of karma that is coming on them, so that they will know what it is. So having said that, these are the two ways I'm looking at what is happening in Benue State. That is happening the way it is happening. So coming to our people, who are the beneficiaries? Already many people have spoken about it, but let us come home. Let us come home. What are the governors doing? Are they not beneficiaries? Because they're selling our lands? All the community lands in a Biafra land, the governors have splitted it, share it to themselves, said the rest, put no future plan that this is what is going to happen in social place in the next 50 years. All they know is that every community land they entered, they sell it and share it among themselves. They're the beneficiaries. So we're looking at beneficiaries in the sense of the oil. Our leaders have told us that if we get Biafra, our focus will not be on oil. If you look at the first 10 richest people in the world, they didn't become rich through oil. So technology is the order of the day. So let us not be looking at that axis, that area. Our focus should be, what are we going to do to get this Biafra? To expel our enemies from our land? What are we going to do to make sure that our leader come out? I love one of our brother who spoke last time and said, we need to hold the government of Nigeria where it is paying them so that they can negotiate on how to release our leader. And that is one thing I picked that touches my heart. So we need to do something that will get them humbled to release him. Because if we keep waiting for ICC, waiting for United Nations, waiting for anybody, my brothers, the people who are holding Nnamdi Kanu in DSS of dungeon is no other people than Igbo people, Igbo leaders who are afraid of who he is, who are afraid what will come after them if we get Biafra. They are the people who will say, don't mind them, because they have bought the US and the betrayers. They are the people who are holding Nnamdi Kanu. So we have to do something about that. We have to give them a very good match so that if they don't release him, then this is what is going to happen in Igbo land. If we are going to destroy Igbo and leave Fulani, take it free, we do it. Otherwise, they must release him. If we keep waiting, we will wait indefinitely. And you know Nigerian law, and their court, their judicial, they will never end that system to say release him. Even if when they say release him, they'll say hold him there because they know you cannot bite. You're only backing, you can't bite. So I don't want to go further, but let our focus be, what is the decisive measure we're going to apply to make sure that Nigerian government releases Nnamdi Kanu? That is one paramount thing we need to focus on. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, my brother Noble. Thank you so much for that wonderful submission. I want to tell us that we have in our midst Lenora Okoro, our own daughter of Zion. Lenora Okoro is here. Yes.
Hello.
Eunice is also here, and Obi is also here. Obi Biafra is also here. Umada Biafra, they are all here. God bless you all. God bless you all.
Beautiful.
My brother Ralph, let's continue.
Alenora Nkem, I'm happy to see you. Oduma, you're welcome. I bet the program. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk. Come in later.
All right there. Now we are going to allow our queen to take the microphone. Glo, the mic is yours, please. Hello, Glo.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Pastor Vam. Me, I fight you. I fight you first.
I know. No verse. Make them no separate the fight. I beg. Make we dismantle Fulani first. Make we disband Fulani.
Yes. Our own, not the rich bone.
Yes.
Okay. My greeting to everyone. The host Stephanie, Goodman, Mazugo, The first. Aurora, good morning. First time, oh no, second time seeing you on this space. I hope you're okay. You're welcome.
Thanks, dear.
Before I comment on the topic, I just want to give I don't know, should I call it a security alert or warning? I don't know. Whatever you call it, okay, but take it seriously. We have died enough. And I know that a lot of people are listening. We have died enough. And all of us in this movement, we want to see everyone alive when Biafra comes. So you have to take a serious measure to protect yourself if you are in the zoo. If you know that your account is being associated with anything that linked to your identity, please go and edit it, and if possible, recreate another account. Use something that has nothing to do with you. Okay. Yesterday, me and one of our comrades were treating a live situation yesterday for hours. We're trying to pull somebody out from Imo State. It was serious. And I'm telling you guys, I don't know how we in the diaspora are more scared of people in the zoo. You are there feeling the heat. You are seeing death right in front of you, but yet you are not conscious. Why? How can somebody register account with his name, even though it's your last name, even though it's your middle name, even though it's your first name? You don't do that. Now they are threatening you and they want to take your life. Everybody fighting for this freedom, whether you're on Facebook or anywhere your account is associated with anything that will link you up, please go and edit it, or you create a new account. If your phone number is associated, I don't know, in Nigeria, you can get a SIM card that you don't have to register. I don't know. Just do not put anything that has your identity on your international passport or ID. Please. I'm just begging everybody. We need to be alive to see Biafra. Okay, moving away from there. On the topic, I have always said this, that Fulani want to conquer everybody through Benue. And their movement is, once Benue is overtaken, it is easy to get to us. Very easy. These people have planned this. Their strategy, they felt, is working perfect. But what I don't understand is why people in Benue, I mean, they should have people in Benue State that live in diaspora. Are they not talking? Then don't they know what is happening? If people in the village, people in the communities are already being overwhelmed by what the Fulanis are doing, what about the people that are living abroad? Can't they do something to equip their people? It's obvious your governor, I said it last space we had, Autumn cannot do anything. And I said something, somebody will quote me wrong. Autumn is also with them. Okay, so he's a governor in Nigeria. So he can't do anything to protect these people. And he's watching these people being taken one by one. And then he will come to the social media to count the number of people that have been killed. They are still killing them. And once they finish, they enter us. So we Biafrans, I know that some of our people too are still in that Benue state. So something seriously has to be done from the people in Benue state. You need to sit up and see what is happening before it gets too late, before you can no longer even leave diaspora to travel home. You can't do it. And then I heard the last speaker, he mentioned that the people holding Maz Nnamdi Kanu is the Southeast governors. Well, I'm not going to kind of rule that out. But the major people, I am saying that holding Maz Nnamdi Kanu, I'm not making mistake of that, is Britain. Okay? We need to take this channel this, even though we're going to still deal with those our people back home, those Hopus or Demaden. What Hopus or Dema is doing currently now, that started yesterday, is they are using, I don't know, this repented Boko Haram, they're using them to enter people's home one by one, and they're picking boys, our young men, macheting them with their knife or the sharp objects. So if we have to start with, according to what he said, and every other, some people are saying it too, if we have to start with our people back home, we need to start with dealing with these people. But what I'm saying is this fight need to be taken to Britain. Britain are the one holding Maznam the Kanu. Then you can add up to the people in the south, in the eastern, our own people in the eastern region, like all the governors. We need to, I said it last time, that we need a handle that will be directly to, when you tag them, you are tagging direct person that is in charge, not to tag a gate man or somebody who will just receive the email or whatsoever, and then you will just trash it away. I do remember when Maznam Dekan was kidnapped, earlier stage, when where the protest was heat. We're taking the protest to all the embassies, British embassies and all of that. To some words, we can see move until they bought the failed people that Maznam Dekanu trusted. And then they canceled that nobody should take the protest to them anymore. And you see what is happening. What they are repeating now is what happened in 1967, because they're going to see it like we are not going to do anything. Remember, Ojukwu and Gowon, when they negotiated, the Fulani agreed. But who called the Gowon to drop the negotiation? Was it not Britain? They are the one telling Buhari to be doing all he's doing to Nnamdi Kanu, and we're all keeping quiet. We need to stand up. We need to take this thing to them. Britain need to feel the heat. Nnamdi Kanu cannot be there suffering like that, and Britain is keeping quiet. Before we will come back to those who are in the southeast. And I know that measure for the southeast have been taken because our PM is there. But what I'm saying is, everybody, please, if we're going to be tweeting or whatever we're going to do, we need the direct handle of those who are in charge in the UK, including the new prime minister and their king. We need to be tagging these people. I know that Twitter is suppressing a lot of things. Most of the tweets I tweet, I tag all these important people. Twitter is hidden, trying to hide all my tweets, make it private. I have written to Elon Musk. I've asked him questions. Why? He restricted me from typing. Now he has lifted me again. They are fighting us all around, but we need to sit up. Britain is the one holding Nnamdi Kanu. Britain must release Nnamdi Kanu. That's what I have to say for now. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gloria. Thank you. Please, directly we'll hand it over to Eleonora Okoro, another Nwada Biafra, to bless us with her gifts of wisdom also. Eleonora Okoro nọkwa n'ụlọ.
Why wouldn't I be? Hello, everybody.
Okay.
Nice to be here. Ifeanyi Nwora, I am
You're
so
welcome.
glad.
You're
I'm
welcome.
so glad you're here doing what you're supposed to be doing. Gloria, nice to hear from you. How you been? Um, Fellow speakers and hosts,
Yeah, thank you.
co-hosts, and members, I really thank you all for your efforts. I mean, if one thing that nobody in Nigerian's fair can take away from us is our resilience. They cannot. They can't take away our consistency. Even if they deny every other thing. You see these 2 points, resilience and consistency, they cannot take that truth away from us. I'm glad God made people like us who are here, no matter the situation, we give our every best, we give our all, we give as much as we can because that is needed and we are doing our best. So, moving on to the topic, who are the beneficiaries of this genocide? You see, it is not about Nigeria. Nigeria is a golden goose. To others, they take Fulanis like their golden child. But Nigeria, as a country, as indigenous people in that sphere that they shipped together, they brought together, they scrambled us like egg into one space. The beneficiaries are Britain. Britain is surviving on our blood, on our sweat, on our back, on our natural resources, on everything that make us human. That is what Britain is. Britain is not doing it like they want to be the world number one. They're already there. They're not doing it because they want to be noticed. They're not doing it because they want to be recognized. Britain is doing it for survival. They are surviving on Biafran blood and sweat. They see us as our own gift from God. They see our natural resources as we are not. Listen, Africans, especially Nigerians, are very bright. Then coming to southern extraction, we are super bright, not just very bright, but super bright. It is not bragging, it's a bragging right. We have our records to show for it. When you listen to us talk, you know that intelligence is natural with us. We are not trying to be intelligent, we are exuding who we are. We are exuding what we have in us because if you do not have it, you can't give it. And so we give by our person, our brain, and our land gives by nature. We are blessed beyond recognition. And we are blessed that way, and nobody can do anything about it. So for Fulanis are the foot soldiers of the British. Whatever step they take, they are directed like like they have these dangled puppets that they move their threads like that, take them in a yo-yo forward backwards. That is how Britain runs them. So Britain is not just living off; they are surviving. Listen, without the things they have gotten from us so far by free, they are freeloaders. The things they've gotten us by freeloading. You see this one that is like a little bit restricted. You see how much strike and how much people, the workers, the laborers are coming outside to speak. It would have been like that since 60 years ago. We have been their lifeline. So whatever you think is going on is being called somewhere by people who sit down and call the shots. The number one puppets are the particular tribe Fulani. The second puppets are the Igbos themselves, who are gluttonously greedy, unrepented greed. Like I don't even know how to spell that greed, so it sounds very greed. That is the two people they are using. Then these western areas, they are just, the western part of Nigeria, they are just accomplice. But they just stand where Fulani tell them point stand for, they go there. Not all of them, but most part of them, they are just like. So that's why most of them made their money not through oil, but through drugging, through hard drugs and all that, because they weren't really involved politically. But most of our people that want to um, be in control and be against Nnamdi Kanu suffering today, they have access to oil, they have access to the north, based on the fact that these are the people that couldn't compete with other indigenous people from our Biafra land who were ingeniously doing business and getting money from brain. So they join it that oil thingy or do one thing or other bad to get into that sphere of the Fulanis. They are the only people holding Nnamdi Kanu. So they are in three. I call them the Holy Trinity of evil. And that's how it is. But I thank God that we are people speaking up no matter the situation that our people are facing. We have people that are talking. And we also should understand that pointing out problems is not the only issue. It's also about talking about resolve, because me naturally, when I'm discussing with people or they're talking to me about issues, I'm already thinking about how do we get out of it, or how do you get out of that situation you're talking about. We need to be more mean. I'm not saying it because I'm wicked, but I'm saying it because Christ himself said, suffer not for the witch to live. We need to be more out there. We need to know that the militaries of the United States and the Western Britain and the rest, they don't take chances in some certain things. So we should not be taking chances. You strike, we strike back, because Luke 19:27, and our Lord Jesus Christ said, as for those my enemies who say that I shall not be king over them, bring them here and slaughter them before me. That is in the book, in the Bible. I don't know what part of Bible every other person, try to bring to us to make us come, because God himself said, I am God, I am good, and I am evil. I have both in my hands. I am the father of of everything that has to do with he made that word, one particular word that we use in prayers. He said, I am the head of principality. Papa God not the head. Papa mebaho. If you try it, we really need to keep our faith strong. We really need to learn to move. Listen, America and all that, they know we are in our rights. They cannot come against you for being in your right, except you are leaking any important documents from America. They don't care. You stand your right because they know that is what they preach. You don't have to do character assassination. You don't have to do propaganda against people. Bring facts and figures to the table. You good to go. Say your truth and stand by your truth. So, my brethren, I don't want to go far too much because I'm really pissed at some certain things. But at the end of the day, we keep pushing. Resilience and consistency, we have proven 110% that we got it in us and we do not bother and we're not shaking, no meaning. So thank you for allowing me the chance to speak. God bless you all as you all do your things. I'll be here, till it ends. Thank you.
Thank you. That was classic. Thank you so much, Eleonora. The spirit of Biafra is really loaded. You got it. You got it. Bless you. Okay, are we now going to be able to have It's Me Again? It's Me Again. And after you, we're going to have Americana.
Okay, Americano, you're welcome. I wanted to say, but it's me again. Go.
Yeah, after It's Me Again, we'll have Americana.
Yes, like everyone has rightly said, the Britain is the main people holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And during his teaching, he talked about vertical drilling. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is remotely suggesting that most of this oil, they say they are drilling from where they call Niger Delta, is being drilled from Alibo. And someone called and asked him, why do you have such notion? He said there is what we call vertical drilling, that it was taken to that place, one, because of the vast nature of water there, body of water there. Secondly, for deceit and subjugation. And somebody just make an exposition about oil from Calabar to Liverpool. Those pipes, I bet you, if they were touched this minute, Mazi Nnamdi cannot be released. I wish I know the diagram or the what do they call it? The diagram, yes, of all this pipe. Let me try to do something because we cannot continue like this. Eleonora said she have listened to enough blaming. We need solution. The Britain cannot be holding us. But I bet you, if you go to and carry 10 Igbo politicians and hide them one place in exchange of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, one finger will not be moved. If I had known when Boris Johnson come, I will set up that plan to take that man in exchange. Yes, because these Igbo politicians are useless. The most useless people on earth. Look at Iwanyam. Do you think Iwanyam we condemn Fulani? It's not the what do they call it? The Ohaneze chairman. That group of people that is registered in Nigeria. The elders that did not come naturally. So they can never speak the truth that is natural. They will always go through Fulani to take permission. So I want us to begin to prepare solution. We know Britain our problem. Fulani are not wise enough to be carrying out all these things they are doing. Somebody is leading them. But Nnamdi Kanu say Elohim will lead us in the battle when we march. We have been downed for a very long time through the saboteurs, those that were consumed by the demon of avarice. Now that our only good man is steering the ship, we have to take drastic action. First of all, dismantle every army checkpoint in our land, not allowing the army to stay side by side with our children of God. Umuchineke. I yield my mic here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Americano, please, you can unmute yourself.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone, my fellow Biafrans and the government in exile. I think the main thing is solutions. So I want to focus on solutions. And the main thing that I really picked up on when Gloria was speaking was Britain, and I want to offer a solution for Britain. I think last time I came, I pointed at the British population, or the polity, or the normal citizen in Britain, as the real owners of Britain and the ones who need to truly be educated in order for their leaders and their politicians to be forced to take action. I mentioned that, instead of protesting at embassies, protesting at news outlets would be more effective. But I'm coming now to give an even more effective proposition. So Nnamdi Kanu said that he needs just 100 men. So I want to just do a little bit of mathematics for us today. If we look at London, the city of London, London doesn't have more than 9 million people. Okay? And if you're living in London, you can confirm this for me. London has a handful of very popular supermarkets. They have Sainsbury, they have Tesco's, and a handful of others. Not less than 100 people, 200 people, 300 people, go to Waitrose, Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Whole Foods throughout London every single day. Let me give you a very, very simple calculation here. If you had 100 people and you position them in the supermarkets across London, because people go and do volunteering every single day. You probably see it when you go to the supermarket. There's someone standing outside of the supermarket telling you that global warming, the world is going to end because of global warming, or they're trying to educate you on one or two other things. If you had just 100 people, those same 100 people that Nnamdi Kanu has been screaming for, 100 people reaching 100 people a day for the entire year is 3.6 million people reached. Okay? That is at least 1/3, if not more than 1/3 of the entire population of London. Now, in terms of what you would actually hand them, postcards. I looked this up. Even though I'm living in America, I went online and I looked up Vistaprint in the UK. You're able to print 1,000 postcards, for a whopping 3 cents, 3 pence per unit. That means that 1,000 postcards will give you, 1,000 postcards will cost you 30 pounds. Now, if you wanted 1 million postcards, 1 million postcards would cost you a whopping 30,000 pounds. 30,000 pounds, if you think it's a lot of money, 30,000 pounds divided by, I see about 200 people on this space, 30,000 pounds divided by 200 is a whopping 150 pounds per person. What am I saying? I'm saying that if people strategically put themselves in supermarkets across London alone and simply do the volunteer work to hand out postcards, educating the average person in London about the plight of Biafra, the fact that they have a citizen that is missing, a whole Nnamdi Kanu is missing, and they're unaware of it because their ministers and their ambassadors are not doing their job. And the people of Biafra are continually facing a genocide because their ministers and their ambassadors are not doing their job. And Sharia law is spreading across Biafra land and Africa in general because their ministers and their prime ministers are acting aloof. It will be impossible that in a 3, 4, 5, 6 month period, the people of London will not know what's going on in Biafra. It will be impossible. And it won't cost anything. And it will be very simple to do. It will be impossible for them to block you on Twitter. It will be impossible for them to block you on Facebook. It will be impossible for them to block you because you will be doing something that you are legally able to do, which is stand in a place that has a lot of traffic and hand out postcards with just 100 men and women. So for all of those saying that British is their problem, yes, British is definitely the problem. If you look through British history, you can even see when the Irish had their famine the British were still forcing them to give them food. So the Irish population today is less than the Irish population back in the 1800s because they lost millions of people too. And the British, the people in England, didn't do anything other than continue to demand food from them in terms of what they were growing. So the British are evil. Everyone knows the British are evil. But the British citizen, if we can just educate them and focus on a campaign that educates them specifically, we will make ground. That's my submission. I think that it's a very simple, I broke it down thing to do, and I will call on the government in exile to organize a campaign directly for the British citizen in a city like London that seeks to do mass education in terms of what's going on in Biafra. And, regardless, why is their citizen, why is Nnamdi Kanu, why has he been missing for the past 2 years? And why is the ministers and ambassadors in the UK not doing anything about it? Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother Americano. Thank you so much for that. A wonderful submission on your analysis and your idea. May God continue to bless you, my brother. You're welcome, my brother Dabrici. You're welcome. You've been here. I want to greet our Ada Biafrans again, Eunice and our Alinara Okoro. May Elohim continue to bless you guys and the Gloria. Dabrici, unmute yourself. Dabrici, unmute yourself. You've been here for a very long time. Dabrici, you have the mic.
Yeah, thank you, Fanny. The Vam himself.
And please, Onyeka Chukwu, I don't know, Twitter is not allowing you with the mic. I have tried sending you the mic several times. They are not allowing you with the mic. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, Aberechi.
Yeah, can you hear me? Am I coming out?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. There's a little bit background noise where I am, but I'll just make my submission. Thank you, Fanny. Thank you, Pastor Vam. Biafra voice, everybody in the city.
Daberechi, you don't throw away your brother now. No wahala. Cow will not get tail. I got the pursue fly for him. You're welcome.
I lie you. I
Okay,
lie
go ahead.
you. Not say not say
All right.
I say I greet everybody in this space. I greet everybody. Happy to be in your midst. This space is very wonderful one. I'm happy to be seeing everyone. Happy to see every one of you here. It's amazing. It's amazing. I just want to say something. There is I have said this before in one of space that the first hosted in the issue of our leader Mazin and the thing is really disturbing me. You know, sometimes when I reason these things, I as in I don't just know. I don't just know. But all I can say is that by now, for what is happening, the things that is happening in Nigeria, we cannot come to understand that the people that is holding Mazin and the Kalu is the British. This is clear. There is no doubt about this. Is even the handwriting is on the wall. The people that is holding Mazin and Kalu is the British. Is Britain, because Mazin and Kalu did not travel to from Britain to Kenya with a Nigeria passport. They claim that Mazin and Kalu is their citizen because he was holding Britain passport. And look at what Mazin and Kalu is passing through. Each time that when I reason this thing, the thing is eating me up. I don't know how to as in I don't know how to express it anymore. The issue of Mazin and Kalu is not we should be taking this very serious now. because Britain are the one that's advising Nigerian government on what to do about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria, I have come to understand that Nigeria government does not have the capacity to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without the help of, without the upper hand. These people have upper hand, and that upper hand is Britain that is telling them what to do. Look at the other day, Boris Johnson came to Nigeria to build ties for peace. What did they call it? And everything that is happening in Nigeria, no, none of them is saying, none of them is concerned. All the killings, so many atrocities that is happening back there, none of them is saying anything about it. The election that just went off, the election went, everything, all the killings, all the bad doings, they didn't condemn it. They came up to bring a statement that it was clear that Nigeria and politics, something that they just said. But is that the solution? Is that the solution? See, because they are not doing anything. They are not doing anything because they see us that we kept quiet only to talk. We kept quiet because once we are talking and we are not doing anything, they are still getting what they are getting in our land, and that is what keep them moving. The mineral resources that they are taking from our land, they are still taking it till tomorrow. And what are we doing about it? Is it not when we start doing something that these people that that's when they will know that these people are really serious. This is what they want. But every day we talk, and you look at the situation of Mazen Nandekalo. The thing is bringing is eating me up every time I think of Mazen Nandekalo. This Mazen Nandekalo is really going through a lot. It's really suffering. We need to do something for British to know that we are human beings, that we are living. They can't come to our land and be killing us and be taking our mineral resources without even saying anything, without our own action, without us reacting. They know the stand of Mazen Nandekalo, and they know what Mazen Nandekalo stands for. That when Biafra come, they don't have any right to come to our land and do anyhow. They will pay. Rather, we do business with them if at all it will happen. They will pay for taking anything in Biafra land. And that is what they don't want. That is why they keep doing the things they are doing today, because they don't want Biafra to come. They only live good with Nigeria because they know Nigeria breed crime. Everything about Nigeria is criminality. And they can be surviving with the criminality of Nigeria through supporting them, telling them what to do about issue of Mazen Nandekalo. We should not be making mistake about we should not be making mistake about Mazen Nandekalo and the Nigeria. I don't think Nigeria have the power to hold Mazen Nandekalo anymore. It's the British, the Britain are the upper hand supporting Nigeria government. This is what I have to say. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much,
Thank
my
you very
brother
much.
Dabarechi. Thank you for your wonderful submission. Our leader must be freed unconditionally. And I also want to plead to us, as many that will come up to speak on this topic, let's also concentrate on the topic that we are treating, which is the clarion call and the wake up call on our brothers that are in the middle belt. As a reason for this topic, and we have to do justice to it for them to know that the wolf is not just biting for nothing, it's biting to sustain, to hold his ground on that particular area called Middle Belt. So please, thank you so much for your wonderful submission. Elohim will do everything to release Mazen Namdekanu through our efforts. In the name of Chukwuka Kabiama. He said, he said, our brother Biafra Unite and a good man, this one you just muted yourself for this one. What is going on? Biafra voice.
He's probably listening. Just like myself, I've been listening all this long. Because sometimes it's always good to listen. Um, thank you, Ifani, for and Raf for the strength. And Gloria, I was here. I heard you all along. You know, I said it earlier. We asked the question. The topic is who are the benefactors of the genocide going on in the Middle Belt. The video that somebody posted on I believe it was Goodman. He posted a video of those that are brainwashing our people all in the name of Islam in Biafra land. I saw that video. I was enraged, and I actually didn't want to share it because I actually blocked the person immediately. I blocked him. I blocked his generation, and you know, and these are the people that are sabotaging. Because we're asking the guy that asked where the sabotage is happening in Enugu State. That's where it's happening at. And we cannot hide it anymore. That's how they sabotage the security. They sabotage everything. So, it is left to the men on ground, um, to do the needful, because that's how they sabotage. You think that they're actually preaching about Islam. No, that's where they go and they sabotage. They take information and they go share it with Fulanis, and they will come at night, massacre the entire village. It all in the name of Islam. So let's not, because people would say, "Oh, why are you against religion? It's freedom of no." They are not. These people, they are not. They are extremists. There are difference between Islam and extremists. What you have in Nigeria, you don't have. There is no true Muslim in Nigeria. They're all extremists. So we have to make that clear to everybody. We don't hate Islam, we hate extremists. That's how they breed all these terrorists all over the country. Aisha Yusuf will be gallivanting, telling you that, oh, my name used to be Gloria or whatever she called herself. And then she will go ahead and tell you that, oh, we want equal right, we're fighting. She's not an activist. Let's just put that blank. All of these people will be comfortable in a Sharia Nigeria. That's why none of them are speaking up against the evil. Aisha Yusuf will now come up and tell you that I watched one of her video where she was telling people that Igbos, you are hated because people hate you because you are making money, you are successful, and for that we should remain in Nigeria where we are being killed. He's telling Biafra, you should remain because you are successful. It's jealousy. So because people are jealous of how God created you, you should remain there and let them kill you off. We don't hate religion. What we hate is extremism. That is what's going on in the Middle Belt. Their plan, just like I played when I spoke last time, was to Islamize Nigeria. People need to understand that fact. They believe that Nigeria must be an Islamic state, and Sharia is trickling down. It's all over the north. Soon, if Middle Belt doesn't rise up, it's going to be in the Middle Belt. But Biafra land, just like we said, it will be their end because, one thing that we're sure of is that, whenever push comes to shove, we will defend our people. And we are rightfully so defending our people. I said it earlier. I told my brother, the Middle Belt, our Middle Belt brother, that he has a lot of work, has a lot of tasks that he has to do. Even if it means holding spaces, speaking up, but you have to start doing something. Don't just be idly by, and then because, like I always say, sometimes it's not always about the message; it's the messenger. People may, just like they've already tagged IPOB bad name, and they try to paint us black, blue, or with all their propaganda, their British propaganda, everything, because that's what they do. That's the only way they wanna continue milking Nigeria. Because one thing that they know that Biafrans are is we stand up by the truth. And people that actually do, if those that are joining us that are not familiar with Nigerian politics, all they need to do is do a little research about Biafra, and then they will start seeing the truth. They will start understanding where we're coming from. But, they want to use the propaganda to paint us black, blue. And people, especially those in the Middle Belt, those that are the indigenous Hausas, the Kanuri people, they don't, there's no electricity to begin with. So how can they do research? They believe in whatever the Nigeria media, whatever lies that they're pushing out there. And that's how they were able to, but it's you that is in the Middle Belt. You have to start speaking up. We cannot be doing, yes, we want to fight for everybody. Yes, we want all indigenous Nigeria to be free, but they have to put in some effort. I will say this: effort is lacking, especially in the middle belt. I hate to be this blunt, but we have to speak the truth. Effort is lacking. We're not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. They are being killed. They are being massacred, and we're not seeing any effort at any level. I mean, yes, you might be speaking up in your little groups and all that, but you have to start doing something, because just like what Obadiah Lafia and Danjuma said, if you keep silent and you keep thinking that there's something will change, maybe the government will change their mind and then stop killing you with their foot soldier Fulanis. You're gonna be waiting for a long time, and then you're gonna all die off. That's just it. I hate to be this blunt, but we have to be this blunt, because it's a life and death situation. People are dying, for crying out loud. People are dying. Benue State right now, they say it's not war, but it's been run over. 19 local government, out of 23 local government, 19 is already under terrorist control. And you think that everything is all right. So my brothers, my sisters, we have to stand up. It doesn't matter. We have to stand up and start to do something. It doesn't matter if there's a way you can defend yourself. There's lots and lots of ways. Organize yourself. Those that are on ground, organize yourself. Those that will sabotage, treat them as saboteurs. Whether in Biafra land, whether they're congregating or in the name of their extremist Islam, organize. Deal with them as saboteurs, because it's all self-defense. Anybody that will sabotage the life of Biafrans, they should face the consequences, just like whether it's in the Middle Belt, whether it's in Yoruba land, whether it's in Biafra land. They must pay the price. They must be treated as saboteurs. They must be treated, because enough is enough. When I saw that where they were congregating, because they would show you, oh, look at this one Igbo girl, she turned to Islam. Like, we don't know most of them that were paid just to take pictures, and because they know that whenever we see that, we get enraged. But honestly, we're no longer enraged. And like I will repeat again, we don't hate Islam. What we hate is extremists, and there is no single Islamic person in Nigeria. That's why they will spend billions in Islamic studies, and they come back and they become terrorists. That's why you have somebody like calling himself as Islamic scholar, and he's grooming children to become foot soldiers for their jihad. Tell me in any same country where you have over 9 different terrorist organizations, all from the same tribe. What do they have in common? They're all, one way or another, they were groomed since they were little to become extremists, all in the name of Islam, all in the name of carrying out their jihad. Then life in Nigeria doesn't mean nothing anymore. People die on a daily basis. You no longer have burials. You have mass burials, where hundreds and hundreds of people are being dumped in the ground on a daily basis. I can send videos. There is no single burials in the Middle Belt anymore.
Yeah. The first, if I'm gonna allow you guys to continue, but I'm still around, so I have a very important assignment to do now. Thank you very much. I'm still here, Sha, but I will be, listening from the back. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
much.
Yeah, the first,
Thank you
continue,
so much.
please. The first, continue to bring the people in. Yeah, you can take me out from the co-host if you need someone to support the first. Okay.
Thank you, Pastor Van Van Van. You've been here for a while, and we always appreciate you. I believe our brother Barawa Sonny is here. Barawa, please, you can come up. I'm sending you the mic if you're not getting advice from any madman. I'm sorry how I'm sounding. It's just that sometimes, we have to be blunt. Sometimes we have to, instead of run around the bush trying to get people to stand up and do the right thing, we have to speak our mind and say, stand up and defend yourself. It's only a tree that is defenseless when it's being cut down. Animals can actually defend themselves. Even nature have positioned them in a way, they have evolved in a way that they have self-defending tools in them. Only in Nigeria, there is nobody. They will hear that they will kill them, and they will stay there. Villages will hear that they will get letters, threat letters, that they will be ravaged that night, that Fulanis are coming to kill their women and children. At night, they will stay there, and then the next day you will see bodies littered all over the street, and people don't get enraged. People don't get they don't get angry. I'm sorry, my people. Who's the next speaker? I saw Mazu Buchi. Have you
Yeah,
spoken?
yeah.
Please raise your
Let me
hand
chip
if
in
you haven't
something.
spoken.
Chichi will omit himself and go.
Let me
Chichi,
Chichi,
my
chip.
you
sister.
omit
Chichi,
yourself.
unmute yourself.
Hello, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can.
Loud and clear.
Okay, so I've been listening from the background, and I appreciate all the speakers. I want to thank everyone who have spoken. I think we have spoken a lot. Now, the point is, how do we make solution? How do we come up with a solution with all of this? Right? I hear everybody, you know, asking for the freedom of Mazin Namdekano. Yes, that's ultimate. That's a priority. But guess what? A lot of us here are not even participating in what we are supposed to do as a family. You know, like Igbo people, how they say that, um, uh, um, like when we come together and do things in unison, there is strength, right? So, a lot of us in diaspora, as per Biafrans, when you talk to them about Biafra, they want to keep hanging on the fence. And I ask them, for how long are you going to continue hanging on the fence? But thankfully, some of them are coming up. And the bottom line is that this whole thing needs finances. Okay? So if we come together, when we call for fundraising, everybody should come and participate. Give your little token, I give my little token, because this whole thing circles on money. We can't just go get Mazin Namdekano empty handed. We have our ESN to take care of. We have Mazin Namdekano. We have our own problems. So we need to come together and do the donation. I posted a website in case you do not have the time to attend fundraisings. Here's the website already on the comment section. I encourage all my brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom, go right there and do the needful. And this whole thing is, thank God for our Biafra Republic government in exile. They are already in action. They're taking action already. So this whole thing is gonna be settled. But we need to come together and do the needful, which is finances, right? And prayers. And by God's grace, Biafra is gonna be here this year. So God bless you all. I will speak another time. I'm so much in a rush. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chichi. You said it all. I appreciate you coming and giving us your 2 cents. No, the Igbo people, the betrayers. They will never come and actually sponsor the movement, but they'll be the first to come and ask about accountability. Fools everywhere. Somebody said that Igbo sold Jesus, and I actually agree with that. They sold Jesus, and they sold Mazen Namdekano, and they want to sell Mazen Simon Ekpa, but that will be Mazen Simon Ekpa, just like he always said, he will be their end, because all these people, they are evil everywhere. So Biafrans, if you want result, there's this Igbo adage that I forgot how to say, but the better soup, yeah, better soup, the money maker. That's just what I want to say. Go ahead, good man. Good man, you
Yeah,
have the mic.
yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you all the speakers. I think this is the first time I'm seeing Eleonora on our spaces. And Eleonora, you're welcome. We love you all. Chichi, you spoke very well. Elohim bless you. And then Gloria and all of our ladies here, we want to say thank you very much for always coming to lend us those your beautiful voices. The first I know you are a madman. Yes, I want to say concerning Mazen Namdi Kanu, we cannot, never ever, we cannot hold a space without talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If I permit us to always chip in, because it's not even chipping. While we hold the topic, we must also talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he is the reason for this awakening. He is the reason why all of us are gathered here, and because he is held there, we all are sad. It turns our stomach whenever we remember what he is going through in that dungeon of the wicked. So it is very imperative and of utmost importance that we always talk about him, no matter the topic we have. And then I want to talk about those our men in Enugu where the takia is taking place. Have you ever seen where Islam is being taught people in their language? Only in Igbo land they want to teach people Islam in Igbo. I have never heard before, neither have I seen. No one has ever told me that language Islam is being taught in the Yoruba language. No, I've never heard it. But in our land, they are using takia. They want to force Islam on our people so that they can give some food and money to those hungry ones and then use them against us. And that must not be allowed to happen. Our people in Enugu must do the needful. They must go to that place and grab those idiots and deal with them, and then their senses must return. We must not allow those kind of nonsense anywhere close to our land. Never ever. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never be alive and be standing here and hear such thing happening and keep quiet. So we must not allow it to happen, I tell you. On what our sister said, yes, our people need to donate. They need to now increase. Those who are sleeping should be awakened. Hit them, slap them, tell them what is going on now, that we are no longer talking randomly. We have a Biafra government in exile. We have a structure now in place. So we are not playing. It is now serious. It is now very, very serious, because we have something we can touch and feel. We have something that can relate with other governments and authorities in the world. So it is time to wake up. It is no longer business as usual. And that was why I love when Mazi Akparawa, they were discussing and making people understand what the government in exile, what it is all about. That is very good. Our people need to be educated, because everything that as a joke, they don't know when something on the sky. Now it is no longer in the sky. It is now something we can feel and touch. So we must continue to educate our people and encourage them to go and listen to those broadcasts made by our media team, so that they will understand what this structure is all about and how it stands to benefit us. And then we must also take very seriously what our brother Americano, the solution he also brought to the table is important. We explore all this avenue, because it is not our leaders. No. You calling them our leaders is a mistake. It is not our stooges that are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down per se. It is the British government, because there is no way you can take a British government hostage like they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without them responding. That shows you they are part of it. They are part of it, I must tell you, because he was not in Kenya with Nigerian passport. So there is no reason at all why the Britain will keep quiet to this day, heading to 2 years, and they keep keeping mute. So it all points to that direction, that the UK it knows the whereabouts, knows everything that is taking place in Nigeria, and especially about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So we must look into this proposal of our brother Americano and see what we can do about that too. Thank you very much. We keep listening. We keep moving forward. Thank you, my brothers.
Thank you so much, my brother, good man, for that wonderful submission. I want to rephrase on what you said about that takia of the thing, them teaching their Islamic language, Islamic religion in Igbo language. There have been this video or picture that I come across. I've been searching for it. I can't lay my fingers on them, but I will keep looking for them. Where I see a Fulani man convert to Christianity, the Fulani with wrap around, all these wicked Fulanis that doesn't hear English, use Takia to say that they've converted into I just wrote on that video or picture. I will look for that thing and bring it. I just wrote there and tell them, if you are general overseer in this church, just prepare for mass burial. Because what they are coming, they have seen maybe you are disturbing them, or the people that they have mapped out that they're going to put in their, I'm just adding this one, that they will sell in their slave market. You are converting them to Christianity. And they now come so that they will come inside. Whenever they want to plant bomb, nobody will suspect them because they are brothers. They are brother Fulani man and their brother sister Fulani woman with a bomb in his pocket. And the day it will happen, you will be at the pulpit preaching, and he will go and join Messiah in heaven or hell, depending on what you do, according to scripture. Then he himself will not be there. Let me inform you. He will not be there on that day. He will come and forget something at home. By the time he went to go and take something at home, he will be the only saved, the only person saved. Then the testimony will be, this new convert, God, the love of God is still very fresh on his life. And that's why he was not there when the bomb exploded, but he's the one that planted the bomb. So when they come to you that they have repented, let your eyes, they can repent. Let them repent in their house. So if you want to leave, they should repent and go back to their cow and do their own church. In fact, open a branch. Once he repents, give him a pastor. Let him be a pastor immediately. Give him the Bible. Let him go and be preaching to his brothers. And they create a worship center for them. If you allow him into your church, that he's now a new convert, he will convert, bomb, and plant it in your church. Thank you so much, my brother, for bringing that up. The first, let's bring
Thank
Onyebuchi
you.
or any other. This guy have left. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Those that haven't spoken, just raise your hand. Raise your hand. Noble Ed, has he spoken?
We have Otunwamwanya there. His eyes are
Yes,
still open.
Noble have spoken. Otunwamanya has not spoken, but
Otunwa.
Onyebuchi was here.
Oh, Mazi
Let's
Onyebuchi, unmute yourself.
yes, Onyebuchi. Unmute
Mazi
yourself,
Onyebuchi,
Onyebuchi.
unmute yourself. He normally has like a connection problem sometimes, so I'm not sure.
Then Otunwamanya can
Hello,
go. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
can you hear me? Evening to all.
Yes, yes,
Afternoon.
yes.
Pertaining to the topic, I thank you all, for this wonderful topic. I've been with you guys since morning, actually afternoon though. But they will pop me in and pop me out. But sometimes I just drop and try to come back again. So we continue to move ahead and do the needful. Who are the beneficiaries of this genocide going on in Middle Belt? You know, um, looking at, I don't know how to put it, but let me see it or just say it in this way. I've been listening to everybody though, who either are the beneficiaries, normal, the southeastern or the Middle Belt the leaders and others who dance to the beats of the tone of whatever government system in Nigeria are the beneficiary. If I am to say, I just making my own submission actually. All of them are the beneficiary. Even their governors and no, in fact, none of them are excluded because if they are not a beneficiary of the genocide and war crime going on at that place, the young or the 70 years old man won't be doing the crime he's committing with his group of gangmen with Fulani guys. I called himself. What did he call himself again? What is his name again? Daco or what? Tom. Please remind me his name if I. This man in Niger Delta. Um,
You mean
Hey.
the pig in the creek? Or see white animal?
No, 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 no. This Arab man.
Is it Asiri Dokubo?
Thank
Asari Dokubo na
you,
pig. That's the pig in
Asri
the creek now.
Tokumbo.
You
Oh, is
don't
it
know his
the?
nickname now. That's the pig in the creek
I
now.
didn't know.
Once you hear
You
pig
know,
in the
I
creek,
call
that's
him.
him. You don't need to
You
call him
know,
Asari. That's the baptismal name. The pig in the
no,
creek is the name your
I,
mama give her.
I actually call him Asri Tokumbo because he's already on a Tokumbo man. So is in fact, when you look at these people, they have no they have soiled their hand so much. I see them as a second hand product. See, in fact, more than a second hand product. That is why you see them committing all the atrocities they are committing and all the evil they are doing. That is why you see whatever that is happening in Middle Belt, Niger Belt, all these places. Because if even the leaders who constitute the governors and others, if they're not benefiting, or Tompolo won't a whole Tompolo. Because there was a time he was disturbing and bombing, he was giving crazy signs. In fact, he was a tough man towards the Nigerian government. But later we discovered that he was just fighting for just his pockets. And that began to, bring a problem, or kind of people began to see him as, something else, because his organization has moved from the right organization to the wrong thing. So all these people are people who are benefiting from all these things. They are no more fighting for the people. They are only fighting. They have gone there. That is why you must not trust. You must not trust a man. Like when I said to, like, some of my friends will say, and I will tell them, and I will now be like, do not, talk of morals. And because when you are a rich man or a rich woman, then that is when you begin to talk of you having morals. When you are a rich man, when you have money, when you have made it, because so many things are hidden under poverty. That is one thing. So he has gone there and he has seen things. He has made money. He has collected a lot from the government. The government has funded him enough. So he has made it. And he deviated from the right thing, and now, he's now doing the wrong thing. That is why you see all of them doing all this nonsense they are doing. That is just it. That is why you must not trust a man, any woman, for anything, except, because there are those who are born with that integrity, that no matter what, no matter what, you can never, make them change from what they are. That is just it. So, looking at Nigeria as entirely, because we are looking at not just the Middle Belt alone, we are looking at the whole nation also. We are talking of Nigeria, Middle Belt. We're also talking about Nigeria,
Soldier,
Southeast.
remember you have only about 3 minutes and you have exhausted them.
Oh,
Try to round up
sorry.
in the next 30
Okay,
seconds.
okay. So let's look at the whole nation as entirely. When you come to Nigeria, not just Nigeria, I will tell you the truth that Nigeria is only benefiting, but out of 100%, they are just benefiting 20%. And someone will say, why did I say so? Nigeria is just benefiting just 20%. All these people you see, or let me just say 30% or 40%. All the Nigerian vagabond, nonsense you see, politicians, leaders you see in Nigeria, they're just benefiting 40%. And that is why somebody from Ukraine will be inviting someone that is not yet seated as a president to come for a state visit. Let's say we invite Tinubu to come to Ukraine for a state visit. Why? Because we needed something for something. We need to discuss something on the table for something to happen. They own this nation. They own this country. Just like our brother Goodman, we always say, Nigeria is a company where you have a lot of traders. we that is living inside it are the traders or the or the workers. Let me not just go deeper because let me just leave others because I have a lot to say. If you leave me, in fact, I will just talk in the next 10 minutes. That is why, whatever is happening in Nigeria today, these people are the Westerners are the one, killing this nation the more. Just like there's a one thing our brother said, good man said, and Nnamdi Kanu being still held in Nigeria by Britain. Yeah, they are the one holding him. If they can, the same people that held Nelson Mandela for 27 good years, they killed Patrice Lumumba and tagged him terrorist. They killed our brother from Libya. All these things. Let me not go too far. We have a lot, but we
Thank
always
you.
hit the point. Thank you very much. And
Thank you
please
so
let me
much, my
say
brother.
this. Let me say this before I eat my mic. There is a space I was on yesterday because please, I would like us to one day create a space and this, for our brothers in the Black Americans, for the Black African Americans in America, because there was a space I was in yesterday. I was yesterday, yes, yesterday. Do you know that our brothers out there don't really know where they come from? They don't even know who they are. In fact, we were there discussing, the space was entirely because the topic was why are the media trying to relocate the Black African American back to Africa? In fact, come and listen to the nonsense they were spitting. I wanted to say this yesterday, but I could not. Please, we would like to create a space, host a space a day, and trying to bring our brothers, their mind back because they don't even know where they come from. They don't even have the mindset of where they come from. Someone was
Yeah,
saying
thank
that
you.
those things that they are shit. Thank you very much. Let me not go
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
thank
And
you.
try please not to be adding black. We want to make sure that that word black is taken away from humanity. Nobody is black, nobody is white. Rather just say African American. Try to eliminate that black, please. Thank you very much. And then most of them are doing DNA right now. They are making sure that they take DNA at least to know where they fall in the African, which people they are related to. That's what is going on there right now. Thank you very much, Amunyabuchi. Go ahead, they fine.
Thank you so much, my brothers, and thank you, good man, for your response. But I want to let us to know this: nobody will identify to a madman. Nobody identifies with poverty. Nobody identifies with failure. Nobody identifies with anything that is not viable. Why our brothers from all over Africa that are in America because their forefathers was sold into slavery cannot completely come out to identify with us now is because there's no viable African continent. Not until Biafra is restored, like our leader said, that there will be an influx of our from all over the world. Anywhere they are doing very well, they will come back home. Everyone will be forced to. Let me check and know where actually that I come from, this Africa that is now doing very well. But now that the system is like this, that there's no NEPA light, police will shoot you, there's no road, armed robbers, the Fulanis are there to kidnap you, rape your father, rape your little child, rape your wife, rape everybody. Nobody will identify with you. Even if that person do a DNA and he discovered that actually this is where I come from the side of Africa, it's just few of them that have come to identify with us. But many of them will not because you have nothing to write home about. Just like many people that will leave the soil of Africa, you leave the contraction, Nigeria, you run out. You were lucky, you run out of the state of this contraction. You find yourself in the state you will never dream, your children will never dream to come here, or you bring them back home. The first time they come, they will be asking you, Mommy, Daddy, when are we going back? And once they go back, you tell them again that you're going back to Africa, to your hometown. They will tell you, Mommy or Daddy, you can go, we'll wait for you here. You understand it now? So that is why they can never identify themselves with us. The only thing we have to do is to preach the gospel of Biafra and restore Biafra. You don't need to preach to them, they will come on their own.
Thank you
Of
so much,
course,
my brother Sonia Barawa. We waited for you for a very long
of
time. I
course.
sent you message because
If I,
you're supposed to go.
if I,
Sonia Barawa,
who,
let us. Good man.
if I hold on, if I hold on, who wants to be a company citizen? Who wants to come and be a citizen to a company? These are all companies. These are companies scattered all over Africa. They are just commodities scattered. Who wants to live where you live as a human being to come and be a commodity in a company? It's not possible. That is why they must identify with Biafra restoration so that they can be proud of an African country where they can come and live like a human being and not a commodity. Thank you. Akbarawa, if you
Thank
have
you
come
so
back,
much. The only Sonia Barawa, we've waited for a very long time. You have the mic, sir. You're welcome.
Greetings to Umu Chineke and lovers of freedom and everyone that loves lives and survival. Greetings to my comrades who have been on for a long time now. And I must apologize. I was held up with another engagement. So I just got relieved now. And I may not be staying for too long because many engagements ongoing today. So I must appreciate you all that have been here from the beginning of the space to this very time. Thank you so much. Without wasting much of our time, I can see Fine there, I can see the first, I can see Goodman, Chichi, Daberechi, 247, Otumwanya, Alenora, Onyebuchi, Vam Vam Vam, Gloria, Ben, Chime, Elder God, oh, Eunice, Ife, Chuku, Udoji, Frank, Simon, Paul. Sorry if I don't call your name, but your blessings have been accorded, and we will count them one by one when the time comes. So, who are the beneficiaries of this genocide ongoing in the Middle Belt? Not only in the Middle Belt, in entire one Nigeria, because the numbers of people massacred in southern Kaduna, Borno, each and every day have not been allowed to come out on the media for us to know. The reportage has been sanctioned. So who are those benefiting? They wanted the same thing that is happening in these places to be multiplied in Biafra land. And behold, God gave us a prophet who knows and sees and tells us everything the way they come, without fear of our enemies and without fear of any mankind. And that is the reason why they had to connive with one of us and some of us to make sure he was kidnapped and put in detention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the reason why what is happening in Middle Belt today in Benue is not happening in Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the reason why the numbers of people destroyed each and every day in the southern Kaduna and Borno is not happening in Biafra land. The existence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is what makes the difference here. And that is why they went very far to see that they destroy him. Will they succeed? No. Surprisingly, he is kidnapped, and incarceration has been able to open the eyes of everyone that had their eyes closed before or that were living in self-denial. Then everyone came to the realization that we have a common cause to fight, which is protecting our lives and property and making sure that our women and children remains alive and not dead. So, who are the beneficiaries of the genocide? Without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the genocide would have multiplied day in, day out in Biafra land. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not kidnapped, we would not have intensified the effort to make sure We sealed every leakages that would have destroyed us. Today, we are waxing strong, thanks to our Prime Minister, who was able and ready to make himself available for this very time after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And thanks to every one of you that have given him the support needed to make it work. Mon frère. So, without you all here, we will not go to any length and we will not achieve anything, because it has been a collective effort. The money coming in from every fundraising that we raise makes sure we multiply our arms and ammunition to make sure that the men that have volunteered their lives, volunteered their comfort, volunteered their soft and warm embrace from their wives and girlfriends have been able to protect and secure our lands for us. So without all these things put all together in place, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would have been long forgotten today. Today, we will not even have the strength to come out on the media to be asking the question, who are the beneficiaries of the genocide ongoing in Middle Belt, if we did not have our own land secured. So we are able to talk for ourselves and for the interests of other people because we have known our stand and we have stood well, even with the arrays of enemies that we have, both within and without the movement. We are still able to fire on because the consistency has been the big tool that we have been using. So who are really the beneficiaries of the genocide ongoing in the Middle Belt, in Biafra land, and in one Nigeria entirely? The men and the top beneficiaries are the owners of the company. The owners of the company of Nigeria are the top beneficiaries, which are the United Kingdom, with their other enablers, which you have as the US, the EU, the UN, the OAU, and every criminals that are all there. These are the top beneficiaries of the genocide and the massacre ongoing in Nigeria, in Biafra land, and in the entirety of that coast. Now, who are the foot soldiers that are being used to make sure all these things happen? It is the Fulanis. Just like power was given to them and allowed them to control everything, let them be the people that will have the autonomy, be in charge. It started all the way from 1900. Then coming down to when independence was gotten, the same way the power was given to the North to dominate over the other regions from 1900 is the same way that the same colonial masters transferred that power into the constitution that was then used after the independence of 1960. So when they tell you that Nigeria changed when they got independence from the colonial pattern, nothing changed. What rather came out to be was that they only changed the strategy of how they presented it to you. So the strategy of how they presented it to you seemingly different in your eyes. But in the ideological fact, it is still the same, because it is the same Fulani that was given the power to control every other person in the one Nigeria from 1900 that was still made to be on the constitution during the independence. Sorry about that. So, the top gainers of the shares in one Nigeria is the people that committed the genocide in 1966 to 1970. Who is that? It is Britain. Without Britain enabling the Fulani terrorists, they will not go to anywhere. Now, let us come down to the recent event of our leader's kidnap. Our leader was not using Nigerian passport. Neither was he using any other African passport. He was a UK citizen with their own passport. And this is someone that employs labor in UK. This is someone that pops the economy of UK. This is someone that contributes to the growth of the economy of UK. The GPD of UK, he is made to stand with the contribution of the process of the company of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in that very place. So, when one citizen of UK or America was taken down by terrorists in one Nigeria, it did not take them 24 hours for the snipers to invade the place and then rescue their citizen and then bring this very citizen out, putting down all the terrorists that stood their way. So what is the difference in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who happened to use their own passport, that they did not come for it, to save their own? Who are the people behind the plan? Who gave the plan of the kidnap in the first place? Because everything was done prior to the elections, so that the election can come and hold and they will have a level playing field. Who gave the advice? Who brought it on the table? It was still UK. So that when I say that UK is the top beneficiary of the genocide ongoing in Nigeria, I want people to understand me from where I'm coming from. If you people can also remember, during the or before the elections, some weeks to the elections, the money swap in one Nigeria that brought about the lack of naira in circulation to people to use and be able to run their day-to-day activities. That idea did not come from me. It was Katrina Liang that put that idea on the table. It was Britain that made that thing to happen, and many people may not understand. Britain did it to made it to happen. It was their idea. But do you know what? This was aimed at doing what? Jeopardizing the effort of every Southerner. Because while this was going on, when there was no money in circulation in the South, there was money in circulation in the North. They took this money from house to house to share it and then change for the Fulanese and the Hausa people in the North. From house to house, I tell you. They used the CBN car and CBN instruction to go from house to house in the North. No one in the North was lacking of any money as at then. And they were even instructing them. The videos are there. El-Rufai was there instructing them in a town hall meeting or market that they should continue to use the old currency. They should not be molded by what is happening on the media or what is happening in Nigeria or from the CBN, that they are in control, that they voted them into power to decide and to do what they have to do for their own interests, for the interests of the North, not for the interests of one Nigeria. So one side of the country was being bankrupt while the money was being used to bankroll one side of the country. Who are the top beneficiaries? It is UK. Now, UK also is the brain behind bringing out Obedient after they had successfully masterminded the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which all of us now are just looking at the Fulani terrorists and our brothers that connive to make it happen. But the top people that actually played the real game is the British. So it was the Britain that brought Obedient to us. Obedient was in PDP running with Atiku. Few days to the primaries, Obedient was called into 10 Downing Street Parliament House of UK. Until this very day, the Labour Party spokespersons and the elders and anyone in Biafra land have not sat back to ask Obi, what was your discussion in the Parliament House that you visited on that day? What did they tell you? And why was it that after that meeting you came and then you decammed PDP? and then you ran over to Labour Party. Was that the instruction that they gave you from that house? Obi has not told any of you, and none of them also have bothered to ask Obi this question. So it was Britain that brought Obi. The instruction of going to carry the flag of Labour Party, it was still Obi. And from the letter we read yesterday, Labour Party officials were saying Obi was not unanimously voted as the flag bearer of Labour Party. So how came then you people gave him the support? So who made it happen, and for what reason was it to happen? To make sure they drift away our focus from Biafra, so that many of us will now run, people that did not have their legs well bolted on the ship, will now start running and leave Biafra, abandon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then start running for Obi. Just to cajole people into believing that one Nigeria will work and will be well, of which they know quite well that it can never work, but just to deceive the people, to buy away time. And Obi made himself useful. Then, 50% of Biafrans now that were shouting, holy, 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 Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is another, they ran alongside with Obi. They abandoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They were now telling you, oh, Obi is the one that will come and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Obi is not there. So who is going to come and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Some will now say, oh, it is a Tinubu that will now come and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Chey. So the point is very clear for us to understand that the top beneficiaries will stop at nothing to make sure they use any willing tool to galvanize another plan of how they will destroy the next set of people. But we have a surprise for them. No matter what happens, Biafrans are not backing down. That is why we intensify every effort. We continue in what we do day in, day out to make sure that Biafra land is secured. I tell you, without the existence of ESN, and if we had allowed ESN to be scrapped when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, Ejiofor brought this message to us and told us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said ESN must be scrapped, that he does not want to hear film again from any commander. This was the eye of one Nigeria inside IPOB. And if we were so fickle-minded in nature that we allowed this to have happened, where and how and what would have been the fate of Biafrans today? So, I must say that you people should give a very big bazaar to Mazi Simon Ekpa, because since MNK was kidnapped, we know the kind of fight that we've been fighting inside and out. And his consistency is what has kept it alive. If he had ever dwindled, we wouldn't have been where we are today. The ESN that we are using now today to make sure we defend the land of Biafra would have been swept under the carpet. You guys can also remember that when Soludo came, after we had resisted the scrapping of ESN, DOS now decided to use Soludo. That was when they started aligning with Soludo. On the first inaugural speech, Soludo told us that he have had meeting with them and that they are now working with him. Some people may not remember those things today again. The next thing Soludo came up with was amnesty plan for us to come and take amnesty, for ESN to come and take amnesty, and to hands down their weapons and to leave the bushes so that the terrorists can come and kill all in one day. But we resisted it. So I must say very big kudos to our Prime Minister and the Biafran Liberation Army, who have made our lands to be safe and sound today. Because without them, we would have been talking about who are the beneficiaries of the massacre in Biafra land today. But today we are talking about other people because we have been able to secure our own lands. So glory and honor to those who have sacrificed their lives, their time, their comfort, and their family, and even their peace. Because to every ESN commander or every ESN gallant man that is fighting, that man does not have peace of mind anymore. because he has sacrificed or she has sacrificed their peace for us to have peace. A lot of us are in comfort zone when they are inside the bush, and we call our women and children and we enjoy. But the men people that are facing the bullet every day do not even care about their lives, but they are ready to fight. This reminds me of what happens during Ojuku's time. Young men and women were just coming out in numbers. All they were saying was they are ready to defend their lands. And there was no weapons. Then Ojukwu ordered they should be trained. That is why when you look at some of those videos, you see them carrying stick when they are doing training. But they were ready to sacrifice and to defend Biafra land. And today, that power has not gone out of us. Almost 50% of the weapons that we used during the massacre and genocide of Ojuku's time were gotten from the one Nigerian army. When we defeated them, we took their weapons. When we defeated them, we took their weapons. The ones we fabricated were not so much. But 50% of what we were using was when we overrun them, we pick their weapons. When we overrun them, it becomes our weapons. But today, God have produced all of you serving in all parts of the world. That is why the cause of Biafra will be made very easy, because you have to make use of your money for us to get every sophistication of any kind that we need, because Biafra land must be protected at all costs, so that we will not come here and be crying over what is happening in other places to seemingly happen in our side, but rather with our armory well equipped, we will be able to defeat the enemies. We have men, but all we need is funding for the weapons. We have men that have sacrificed their lives and are ready to sacrifice their lands. And we still have a huge number of them in this diaspora that we are talking now. When the time comes that they are ready to zoom into the trenches and then start doing what they need to do. So we need the support of everybody. Thank you so much, and keep the fire burning.
Thank you, Mazak Brawa. Thank you so much. Our own man. We love you. We love you, bro. Thank you. You keep doing the needful. Ifanye and Co, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just listening to Sonny Aparawa and give his submission because he said it all. He said, and that's he always bring the fire. I don't think he came from a madman today, but we appreciate you coming through at Barawa, and we must continue. Everybody must do their part. I believe there is a fundraising.
What's going on with your mic? Oh, it was kicked down. Ifanye, are you still there? Ifanye, can you hear me? Oh, I think he's having a problem. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Good man.
Okay. I don't know what is wrong with Ifanye's handle. I hope they don't want to bring us down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think if I may be having problem because I was taken down as speaker, as host and co-host, and if I may not be hearing anything.
Okay. Who hasn't spoken? Otunwa Mwanya. Otunwa Mwanya, you are not the only one that is awake. Otunwa. You must continue. I'm Ochanya. You must continue, I tell you. Give us your 3 cents and let's move forward.
Good man. Hello.
Yeah, my boy.
Welcome, every.
you must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.